because you're on a journey as well, you tend to experience super loneliness. And when I mean super loneliness, I actually mean top-notch loneliness. Because when you're on an entrepreneurial journey, most of the people around you who are not yet delving into it do not quite catch it early. Not that they mean anything negative, but because of lack of understanding in terms of they are not going through it, they are not experiencing it. It's Welcome to Sparks and Bliss. Thank you so much, viewers, for following us on all our social media handles. And thank you so much for those of you that have subscribed to our YouTube channel. We appreciate you for standing by. So, because I'm an entrepreneur, I would just like to say a few things about what my entrepreneurial journey has taught me and my sort of experience being an entrepreneur, how it has shaped my character. So, I've been an entrepreneur for a couple of years now, and I will not lie to you guys, it's not been an easy ride. It's been a challenging journey, it's been a tough one, but by and large, I would like to say it's been a good one and a beautiful one. I love challenges. I'm somebody that's quite energetic, and I really like to, move and get things done for those of you that know me well. And because entrepreneurship, first of all, humbles you. Entrepreneurship is very realistic. It's aside from marriage, I think entrepreneurship is the second most realistic space that I've ever experienced. And yeah, I'd like to put it like that. It's very realistic. If you're deceiving yourself, I don't think you have a business being there. It's a place where the truth just slaps you in the face and you have to live with it. And of course, if your journey has involved some form of investment, then it means you're not in for a joke. So the first thing that entrepreneurship taught me is humility. So on a daily basis, I work with people, I employ people, and some of my close employees come to me and say things like, "Oh, how are you accepting this? How are you tolerating this? How are you dealing with this?" Sort of stuff without really reacting. And I try to explain, that's like a story for another day. And the summary of it is the space, is the experience. Entrepreneurship sort of just makes you mellow down and makes you super realistic with life, and then you tend to see things differently, and that's it. Of course, there's this music that talks about lonely at the top. Because you're on a journey as well, you tend to experience super loneliness. And when I mean super loneliness, I actually mean top-notch loneliness. Because when you're on an entrepreneurial journey, most of the people around you who are not yet delving into it do not quite catch it early. Not that they mean anything negative, but because of lack of understanding in terms of they are not going through it, they are not experiencing it. It's quite difficult for them to genuinely support you. And because it's actually difficult to support your friends that are trying to dream big, like it's not a deliberate thing that happens. It just happens. I really can't explain, why that happens. But then you begin to experience that loneliness. You begin to see yourself as being alone. So do not be afraid. You need to just persevere. You need to get used to it. I think you need to build strong support systems around you. If you're happy to have a partner or you're married, make sure that relationship is working and is key, because that's one of the biggest thing that will keep you going. You need to ensure that you work on your health so that you can be there for yourself, you can be there for your business, you can be alert, you can be fit, and be there to really do the work. Nobody's really coming to help you. I don't think anybody's also coming to throw money at you. You need to be financially equipped. You need to understand money, how it works, how it multiplies, how it moves, how it exchanges hands. You need to know those things. You need to be streetwise. And yeah, so those are some things, entrepreneurship has taught me. It has also taught me to be super resilient. You're selling products, you're selling services, and then you experience downtimes. Entrepreneurship is so beautiful that certain times are so nice, you make so much, and then, there's this dull time that comes as well. And you still need to be there because you've got salaries to pay, you've got employees, you've got your regulators to deal with, you've got your taxes to pay, and all of those kinds of things. Yeah, yeah. Well, because I run a regulated business, by the way, so it's hard, However, it's fulfilling. If you really want it, it's fulfilling. It teaches you that resilience. It teaches you or enables you to persevere. It teaches you the power of waiting, and it helps you wait gracefully. It teaches you the capacity, or let me say, it gives you the capacity to master graceful waiting. Because you're dealing with customers, you're serving people. So as an entrepreneur, what happens is, no matter how rude you think you are, or you know funny or whatever, you just have to calm down, for lack of a better word, because you need to satisfy people. People need to be happy to come back to pay for your services. And then what that means is, over a period, you are able to take in stuff, unpleasant stuff, and without necessarily doing anything, without fighting back or reacting, you are able to, you become more tolerant. Entrepreneurship has taught me to be more tolerant, has taught me high levels of perseverance, high levels of resilience. And of course, you must be diligent. The Bible already told us that if you are not diligent, you cannot stand before kings. And in entrepreneurship, you need to stand before kings. And who are these kings? Your customers, your investors. They are kings. And you really can't joke with these people. And to stand before them, you need to be diligent. And diligence comes from accumulating all these things that I've mentioned, which includes perseverance, resilience, capacity, tenacity, name it, and graceful waiting, the moments that are low, that you need to wait. You probably could be waiting for a license, you could be waiting for a government approval, you could be waiting for a big client to sign up, you could even be waiting for a payment, that is tied to something significant in the business. So all of these things are things that entrepreneurship would teach you, would give you. So aside from the fact that you're an entrepreneur, you're making a living, you are hopefully making money, it shapes you. It forms you into like a superior person. Yeah, because ordinarily these characteristics are not things, you would easily learn. Yeah, some people may have it, but then you may not readily learn them outside the entrepreneurship space, because the real life experience in the entrepreneurship landscape naturally exposes you, to these attributes. And then if you really want to survive, you really want to succeed, you have no choice. And that is why, for those of you that, follow my WhatsApp messages, posts, and my online post on Sparks and Blues, you'll see that I use that word a lot, graceful. It's important that you are graceful on your journey. Overreacting, being cantankerous, fighting spirit, all of those kinds of things cannot take you far. You know, you need people on your entrepreneurial journey. You cannot do it alone. You need people, you need workers, you need customers, you need investors. All of these people, you know, they are not all going to please you at once. So you need to be patient. Yeah, I've not mentioned that. Entrepreneurship teaches you patience. It helps you understand waiting, because you can't help it. There must be a time where you are significantly waiting for something super serious about your business. So yeah, those are the things entrepreneurship has taught me. and I'm super grateful. And if you think you're coming in new to the entrepreneurial journey and you like us to rub minds, why not hit me up through the DMs and we can talk about these things, share notes, and then, of course, support each other with various life experiences. Thank you so much, guys, for listening.